Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Thursday morning, 7:50 a.m. here in India. Again, folks, I'm still on vacation, so trying to do these videos every few days, or I guess once every 24 hours. I can't even tell because of jet lag. Um, but slowly getting back into the groove of things. Just trying to enjoy my time here and not spend too much time on trading while on vacation. But the market is so volatile that it is making some fantastic trades in terms of making some good gains, right? So we're getting some really great opportunities with this sort of range movement that we had right here. This breakdown was perfect, tested to the top of the range right there, came to the bottom of the range again and blasted off through the range, right? All this gave us really great trade opportunities, and I got to actually play some of them. I wanted to show you guys. Aside from these gains reviews that you see, I don't really ever post my gains because I don't think there's any point, right? You should rather be judged on how your community is doing rather than how I'm doing. But I've had some great trades over the past couple days. This one, first half of my position ended with 39% profit. The other half, 31% profit. Prior to that, let's see here. I think 11% profit over here. Let's see. I think some of my stops got hit actually, but so over here actually I want to show you guys. This was one of my stops that got hit. I entered the trade right around 75.05, and I think where my trade was, I entered like as you can see right there somewhere. My stop was 7600, so that got hit almost in less than like 15 minutes. So then I just wait, right? I think most people have a problem with once they get stopped out, they don't kind of take the time to reassess. They force trades through again. There's a reason why we place stops, folks. It's not only to manage risk, but it's to understand why did the market stop you out and what level did it break in terms of invalidation that it stopped you out. And once you understand that, hey, it broke a key level, it hit my stop, and now what is it doing? Once you understand those that the answers to those questions, then you will be able to better reassess what could happen in the structure again. So let's reassess, right? So once my stop got hit, first let's go prior to that, okay? After this big sort of deviation, short squeeze that was about to come up, right here, we went up here, retraced almost to the back, to the bottom of this trading range, and then shot off over here, okay? So now you're probably thinking, okay, this thing just keeps, has to keep going up, or, is it going to retrace the whole way? Well, let's figure out what key levels it broke. Okay, so first things first, it tapped a very nice demand right here where the bulls made sure that, this area right here, this is the bottom of the channel. Notice touch right there. This became resistance, this became resistance, and then this became support right here. So once it hit the bottom of the channel and took off, right? So what we've basically done is we broke through this trading range. That trading range was between $73.85 and about $6,900, let's just say. Okay, so that $400 trading range that we had, $400 or $500 trading range, got blasted through. So that means that the bulls had a decent amount of strength to push things through, right? Even beyond this gold marker that you see, which is 73.50 resistance, that got broken through pretty easily on one big candle spike, right? And so now we're just kind of consolidating here in this particular area. But we now need to see, from the smaller time frames to large, what levels need to hold, right? So first things first, I would say, let's remove this stop, right? Let's map out the first level where we pushed off for a potential, high, right? So let's mark that out right there. I would probably say this black marker where you saw, a push up and then a retest and then pushes off more. I would say that's probably the one black marker that's keeping this range alive for now. 75.21 is really where price should not be breaking under. If it does, right, I would see a breakdown probably to the top of this trading range around 73.85 or 73.50, right? Because you could see right here, this was resistance, resistance, boom. So it would only make sense that, you know, this support right now, if it doesn't hold, should be coming down here. So now if you're looking for short positions, say scalps, right, your stop will probably have to be above these highs right here. So about, let's just say 76.85, and your first target will be about 73.85, maybe 73.50. Okay, so that's your potential short opportunity. Now your long opportunity is the fact that, you know, if this thing does hold right here and it pushes off, okay, your first target will be, you know, somewhere around these highs. So let's just say right there, right, 76.56. That would be your first long opportunity, and your stop would be just below this wick. Or you could have a deeper stop somewhere down here around $7,300 or so. Okay, I don't think the risk reward will be worth it for that, but just an option. All right, so that's really what the 15-minute is telling us right now. Okay, let's see what the 30-minute is telling us. Really not a whole lot, pretty much the same thing, right? Price hit critical support, took off. Okay, let's see what the 1 hour is telling us. So the 1 hour is kind of interesting. All right, so a lot of people were talking about this left shoulder. Here's that head, and here's that right shoulder, which got blasted off. Okay, so now we actually broke past the neckline, which is this area right here of the inverse head and shoulders. Okay, this is a positive breakout, but coming back to retest this at 7,300 or so, let's just say, right, and then taking off is an even better long opportunity. Okay, if I get a long, right, say prices retrace somewhere down here, say 72, 75, $7,300, my stop will probably be just down here around 71.50. Okay, and if that's the case, and I start seeing price just kind of go like this, taps this area as support, and then it starts to turn around, gets back above this black marker that you see right here, right? If I start seeing that, that's going to be a fantastic long opportunity, because my first target will be this consolidation. My next target will probably be, you know, this area right here, this block right here, okay? And that's between 8,200 and to a support of about 8,000, okay? So those would be my options, all right? So now let's check where we are as per the longer term, you know, trends, right? All right, so we've blasted through this purple support right here, okay, which helped propel us from $7,400 right here all the way to about $10,500. But remember, we retraced that entire way, broke through support again, created a lower low, and then broke above it. So it would be healthy for a price to come down, touch it as support, and then blast off, right? Now, if we are truly to sort of take off, okay, what we really need to do is get beyond this descending trend line that you see. Okay, you obviously a touch right there, and touch right there, touch, 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 multiple touches. And so if we go straight up today, right, price should be getting us to about $7,900. If we go up tomorrow, it should be 78.50, you know, maybe 78.25 or so. Okay, so those will be your areas as per this descending trend line to potentially take longs up to, and then potentially short back down. For now, I'm honestly just waiting in cash, not in cash, I'm sorry, in BTC. I predominantly trade on Bybit and a little bit on Deribit. I really don't like BitMEX, but anyway, to you know, to their own personal choosing, right? If you guys like it, and if it works for you, great. It didn't really work for me, so I like Bybit, to be honest. So anyway, so if we see price taking off up to this area and getting rejected, this could be a potential shorting opportunity up here. Okay, but be careful not to get in the way of, you know, prices that are sort of blasting off like this, because if you try to catch the top on these, chances are, you know, price is going to be shooting through your entry point, maybe $50, $60 really fast. Okay, so be careful on that. Okay, let price show you a confirmation that it wants to sort of break down, that it's getting rejected at key resistance levels. All right. So that's kind of what we're looking at with this, big descending dash trend line, right? We haven't quite broken above it. We haven't really done anything special in terms of, from this high of 10,500 going back all the way to about $6,500. I mean, that's a big drop off, right? So any movement, to be honest, any movement that I see up is a shorting opportunity. Unless we start breaking outside this trend line, I may consider longs. Unless we start breaking above, say, $9,500, $9,700, I'll consider longs, especially if it's a 4-hour time frame. But until then, I just don't see any reason to get into longs right now. Unless you're scalping, which I don't have time to do anyway. Um, Here's another way to sort of look at this parallel channel that was holding up price right here, and then price broke down. If we go hit that parallel channel, that's somewhere around 78.50 or so, which also makes sense because it's very close to this target area right there. Okay. Let's see how the daily looks. The daily is pretty clean, right? I mean, like I said, this is old. Like I said, the November monthly open where price has, like to gravitate to, especially if you look at the October monthly open, you can see a lot of action kind of happens around the area. So if, some way, somehow we're supposed to sort of, keep taking off like this, a key area that price could get rejected at is the November monthly open. I kind of doubt it'll get that high, but just giving you guys options, just in case it does, it could get to that point, at its highest, in my opinion. Okay? And then here's the BTC CME chart. As you can see, this trading range that I talked about, this was sort of a reaccumulation, markup, distribution right here, and then, price continues to sort of sell off right here. All this stuff, this is kind of just noise in my opinion before, this right here, before we kind of go down further. Because I do ultimately think that we're probably going to hit, 5,000, 5,500 at some point. I kind of doubt this is the bottom just yet, but, we'll see. I know there's a lot of bulls out there. I mean, they've been bullish, once this pushed up, and they thought this was just going to take off. But, I didn't get into this whole thing right here, but I did short here and here and here. And I've basically been shorting all the way down. And all these bulls who sort of did not take profit on the way down, or I'm sorry, on the way up, they basically gave back all the gains to their market, probably got stopped out down here, and, now are frustrated, right? So the delusion of bulls is still there. The fact that there's still hopium out there when prices turn around like $1,000, when prices have really gone down from 13,900 to about 6,500, so almost a 50% retrace. They don't care about that. All they care about is these small $1,000 moves that they see. They don't see that the market has been, sort of in this descending parallel channel, in this downtrend for like 5 months, because it's convenient to ignore as a bull who has probably more interest in the price going up. So you can understand why people's biases are the fact that price should go up because they're overexposed and overleveraged to one direction. A good trader will always trade the market as is and trade the trend as is. So these people are really just hoping and praying, to be honest, and they're probably sitting in losses. And so for them, they're expecting price to kind of blast off, and I bet you they'll make the same mistake when price moves up here, goes to like 8,000, 8,500. They won't take profit, and then price will again retrace back down, probably all the way to like 6,000 or something. So anyway, enough about that. I did want to talk about this chart shaping up now. You can see that this sort of minor capitulation is now starting to take effect, as you can see right there. And we haven't quite hit that larger spread of that ribbon right there like we did in 2018, when that capitulation happened from $6,500 to about $3,100, right? So I think we have a bit more ways to go. I do know for sure that the miners in terms of like the on-chain first spend, they are definitely spending more because their costs are higher, because their profit margins are lower due to the fact that price has been going down. So I would not be surprised, if you see more selling from the miners, because remember, the miners are the people who hold the most supply anyway. So they definitely control the direction of the market. And if they control the direction of the market due to the fact that they're, selling, the professionals are not going to buy until the miners really capitulate, okay? Because they can get a cheaper price, right? So, that's why I still think, 5,000, 5,500. Let's watch that area and see if it holds. If not, I mean, worst case scenario, we might go to $3,100, So let's not hope for that, because to me, it's a bad scenario. But 5,000, 5,500 is really the area I'm looking at. All right. Let me see if there's anything to talk about in terms of the weekly. Nothing on the weekly. Again, here's something that's kind of interesting on the weekly is that this area right here, which is previous support, and price even dug through this area. We could hit all the way up here, honestly, $7,800, $7,850, and still get rejected, because that was once previous support right here. Went through, went up, and then price came down all the way through. So don't be surprised if you see sort of a bullish weekly candle right there, and then boom, turns back around, right? All right, folks, that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. You have some levels to watch. You know exactly what to do in terms of longs or shorts. 4 hour still looks interesting. May have a bit more room to go. The Stochc RSI is topped off on the 4 hour, so do be careful. I think it needs to reset, and I think that resetting can be done if price does come back and retrace maybe $7,350 or so, $7,300, all right? And that will reset that Stochc RSI. MACD is ticking up nicely, so that's a positive sign. You just don't want that MACD to cross back over if you are someone who trades MACD. Again, if you watch my videos, I really don't pay that much attention to these oscillators. They're merely something that you want to use just to confirm or validate some of your original thinking, just based on pure watching of the price action and volume. Other than that, to me, the Stochc RSI, MACD, RSI, all these other indicators that most people talk about, they're secondary, maybe tertiary even. So don't trade off those, please, because it is really detrimental because they are lagging indicators. So I think that's it. All right, folks. So come join Cryptosomniac, and this is how we trade. This is our community. Lots of advantage channels right here. All the lock channels that you see. Tons of analysis, obviously. We provide multiple updates through the day. I provide video analysis for my community, twice a day, night updates. And, again, I'm on vacation, but I still do like working for my community. I like letting my members know exactly what's going on, what I think is happening in the market. And, I'm trading here and there as well, right? And Jordan, our other analyst, has been holding it down. He's been crushing it on the long side of things. So, yeah. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Come join Cryptosomniac. There's a link below to join our free Discord, which is this community discussion right here. Or if you want to join the Advantage membership, there's a 15% off link in there. And then you can also buy the technical analysis course on cryptosomniac.com. Go to the products page and shoot me a message. Show me a proof of purchase of this course, the technical analysis course, and I will give you 7 free days in all these lock channels, okay? All right, that's it. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic rest of the week, and I'll talk to you all soon, all right? Cheers.